Tarot Live. I hope you're all doing well. Just listening to my own voice, it doesn't sound like I'm doing, but I can assure you I've been feeling a lot better than I have been. Both kids have been back to school all week. It looks like we are on the mend over here health-wise, which feels pretty good. I'd just like to get like full function of my voice and sinus pressure and just kind of mild sore throat when I wake up and kind of toward the end of the day, but during the middle of the day, like once I've warmed my voice up, I feel really good. So that's what we're aiming for, just to get back on track with that. But hello, everybody. I hope that this fact that we're going live so early didn't throw anyone through for a loop. I originally was going to go live at 11 today, which is kind of my regular time on Friday's live stream, but I had to bump it even an hour earlier this morning just because I do want to go on a walk out in nature with my sister. Let's see what the temperature is. I know it's not supposed to be like too warm, but yesterday we got to 45 degrees and I went outside without a sweatshirt and I was like, spring is here. It's not here, but man, it felt so good to have a 45-degree day. Yeah, we're currently at 33 degrees, angel number 33 there. And about the time I'm going walking, it should be anywhere between 34 and 35 degrees. But the reason I had to actually move this as early as I did anyway, not just the walk with my sister, because of course that wouldn't interfere with the evening live stream, but my son, my oldest son, has an event at his, so we're all going to go to that. And that's going to go from 5:30 my time to 7:30 my time. And I normally start at 6 o'clock my time here on the live stream. So that would have been smack dab in the middle. So we are doing it early. And of course, Friday, we will remain the same 11 a.m. Mountain Time once again. And yeah, that's kind of the update on why we're so early today. But I hope this works. Oh, it works for you. That's so good. And anyway, as far as, let's see, I thought I had something I was gonna say, and then it just flew right out of my head. I'm looking at the mountains in the background out my window, and the sun is out. It feels nice. I'm a little distracted by nature today, so it's probably good that I'm going for a walk. Oh, lucky duck Linda's got 54 degrees where she's at. That would feel like almost like summertime to me right now. Um, so we're going to start today off with our collective reading. Hello, Star. I see that you are asking questions. If you would like a personal question answered, like one that I will answer directly, you type it in the chat. You would have to donate for that, but anyone that is just looking for a message from your own inner self today, we're going to be getting a collective message, so that might resonate with the question you had in mind. But if not, you can check the little link at the top of the chat. I think it's this way for you guys. The chat, I have linked at the top the information about PayPal. But if you are donating through like YouTube, SuperChat, all of that, it's a little more just because YouTube takes a significant chunk of that money. That's why there's a different pricing. And of course, it's going to be a lot cheaper for a one card pull, which usually is, I can never say one card. It's usually 3 to 5 cards if we're really being honest. But yeah, that's kind of how we do things here. And then sometimes I'll actually do a free one card pull. You don't have to ask a question. I will just pull a card and you can pertain it to any question you have, or just, leave it open to, God, the universe, your inner self, whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's do some shout outs and then we're going to get into our collective reading and off to the races. We've only got one donation thus far, and that will be Amber with a one card read. So it should go pretty quick unless we do get other donations today. So Amber's here. Hello, Echo. Hello, Linda H. Hello, Star. And anyone else that's here, let us know you're here. I'll give you a quick shout out and we're going to get into our collective reading. Okay. So that might be all that's here right now. I'm going to go ahead and get into the collective reading. Just anything we need to know. Good stuff coming our way. Cycles were closing out. That kind of seems to be a theme in the pick a card readings. And of course, if you have a more specific question, wow, it's super bright. Sorry about that. I'm going to turn my light down just a bit. If anyone had a more specific question, you can go to my Harmony Portal Tarot page. It is linked in the description below, and I have lots of different topics of pick a cards. One of my most recent ones, I think my most recent one, is advice in any relationship, either a romantic relationship or otherwise. If you're having a little struggle or some issues in any relationship, this reading will hopefully offer you a bit of guidance as to how to move forward or move on from this relationship if that's what you're choosing to do. But it just that video, that reading was crickets. It's like it didn't get promoted at all, and hardly anyone saw it. But I thought that a lot of good information came through. So maybe it was just meant for that handful of people that saw that. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, many people probably didn't see it. I don't know what it is, but my community posts usually get buried, especially if I post one of my videos or a link to one of my videos. I think the maximum I ever get is maybe 10 people will see it. On the back end, it's like 10 people saw this. It's like, oh no, how is this happening? Well, you do have the Hermit here. So for collective reading, Hermit vibes. So Virgo energy. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo. But also, as far as the Hermit energy, this is 2023 is a universal year number 7, which is very Hermit energy in and of itself, of introspection, self knowledge, learning about yourself, learning how to connect to your inner self. This could be just tuning in, utilizing your dream state to get information. And we also have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, you don't get them at the right time either. Yeah, my husband, he never gets notified, and he is of course got the bell notification and everything on, and he's like, yeah, I never get notified. Not that he probably would watch everything I do, but just to support me and give a like, something like that. But we also have 5 of Pentacles. So many of you might have been through a healing journey, or you've been on a healing journey for quite some time. But the healing that you've been doing, this could be as far back as 5 years. I'm really seeing that 5 with the 5 of Pentacles here. A lot of the healing and focus you've been putting into your healing journey is going to pay off in a really big way coming up with this Knight of Wands. This is forward momentum. This is passion, desire, and drive. As a result of this healing that you've done, you've released some baggage, and now you have room to move on. Yeah, Amber, this is really resonating with your energy, this collective. So I'm glad you're here for this, because wow, I think so many of us can attest to the fact that we feel like we've just been on one perpetual dark night of the soul, or one perpetual healing journey, and it can get very tiresome and road weary. Yeah, exactly, ready to move on. But let's see the blessings coming in as a result of this healing we've been doing. What are we getting as a result? And of course, if any negative cards come up, we're basically seeing that this cycle's closing out, because that's been a huge theme in my pick of cards and daily messages, of almost a sense of good luck coming in and closing out these more negatory, negative cycles. I call it negatory. It's like negative purgatory energy. Like, I think so many of us have felt this way since 2020, the whole thing that was going around the world. Yeah, we felt robbed of our own energy, of our own happiness, of our own forward momentum, just feeling like doing the same thing over and over, unfair, exploited, and just having to take so much caution with everything. And this is closing out for us. And the 59 here adds up to a 14, which adds up to a 5. So making the necessary changes that we are moving through this energy once again. And we have the two numbers 55 here. If you add that up and break it down, we got a 5 and a 5, a 9. So 955 or 55, 559 could be an angel number you look up. We're going to get one more of these cards as well, though. Also, coach, advice, obedience, and knowledge. But, this is like self-knowledge, self-wisdom. It doesn't mean that you can't get knowledge and wisdom from people outside of you, because usually if something resonates, it's triggering something within you that you already know on a deep level, or that it's like maybe there's something from a past life that gets triggered. And even if this is not your ultimate truth, like for me, the awakening from the awakening, I thought I had it all figured out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then everything spun on its head for me October basically through January of early this year. And I realized a lot of the belief systems I had at that time were just putting me in yet another cage. And it doesn't mean that information and me living that experience and believing what I did at the time was a bad thing, actually, because now I can see a deeper truth that I wouldn't have been able to quantum leap from where I started to where I am now. I'd have to take these little steps along the way for that picture to be illuminated even brighter. So really, even if we do fall in these rabbit holes and negative belief systems, or even things that we think are helping our lives that are actually hindering us in some way or putting us in another box, please don't beat yourself up for falling for it or thinking, oh, I wasted so much time. No, that was part of the learning experience. So that's something I kind of had to do, like this own grief period of, wow, I've from 2016 to the end of 2022 felt at the time when I awoke from the awakening I thought I had, almost felt like, wow, I've wasted so much time going down so many rabbit holes and thinking so many things. And really, no, though, no, because now I know certain things definitely aren't true, and I can use that as, it's a lot of times truth. Getting to the ultimate truth is knowing what you don't know, or not knowing. Okay, how do I word this the right way? Certain things are not true, and when you can get a truth or something you deem as the truth, and you spin it this way, spin it that way, spin it this way, you look at it from all the sides, and you can't find an untruth in it. That's usually when you find the truth. It's easier usually to find the untruths than it is the ultimate truth. But I think that's part of the journey here, is to uncover the truth, whatever that looks like. All right, one more of these. Hello, Brianna. And yes, we have protest, inadequacy, and attention. And we have the word sue here, like as far as like legal battles, suing someone or feeling there was this injustice. Again, feeling robbed or feeling like we have to protest, even just to speak our truth. Like, the truth, whatever that looks like, is such a radical act. And again, kind of going back to that, it's easier to know the untruths rather than the truths. But you look at what's being censored, even just think of like the spiritual community. There are certain ideologies that are pushed very heavily, and the algorithms really love. And you got to see these, let's just say tarot readers, since that's what I'm doing right now as an example, these tarot readers with almost 1 million followers on different platforms, or at least probably over 2 3 400,000. I do think some nuggets rewarded or pushed in some way if there's just this element that they're saying things a certain way, quite possibly. But a lot of this false light 5D matrix construct stuff, going from 3D matrix to 3D matrix, really, it's just yet another cage. And we're freeing ourselves from, we're not putting this savior complex outside of us to save, oh, someone's going to swoop in and save us. No, we're here to save ourselves. And that's what, the big realization is. And relying on spirit guides, relying on, this savior of this big, mentor online, or this big spiritual guru online, ultimately they don't have your truth. Whatever your truth is, you have to find that by going within and literally connecting to your own inner self, that spirit, not even the soul. And I've been like talking about this over on Harmony Portal Tarot, especially the spiritual focus pick a card. I really go in on what all of this means. If you're like confused, like I thought a soul was a good thing. I mean, yeah, it basically, the soul is also yet another matrix construct. The spirit is what's connected directly to the original source creator, or God, whatever you want to call that, energy that exists beyond the matrix or any control systems. But the soul is yet another control system or trap that is put on us as far as whole reincarnation, to keep the score, Akashic records and past lives and everything. Not to say this information is bad, no, because it's where we've been and what we've experienced. But again, it's a limit. So if you're connecting to your soul, you're still limiting yourself. So this is about connecting to your spirit, that piece of you that reaches beyond all time and space, could never have a contract put on it. Your soul can have a contract put on it. You can, as they say, proverbially sell your soul to, whatever. But you can never sell your spirit. There's just no way. You can never even break your spirit. You can never damage your spirit. Your soul, sure, all day long. Yeah, yeah. And Amber says here, oh dear, in my meditations, I stopped calling on any guides, etc. Now I only call on the true source creator, spirit, and my inner self, spark, spirit only. Yeah, and that's what I've done. And let me tell you, the amount of relief from pressure and feeling like I'm waiting for someone to help me has gone. It's like, now I know I can connect to that inner part of me that's directly connected to God, and get all the answers I could ever need when I need them. Not to say I'm all knowing and the answers are flowing like wine. No. Because we need to know what we need to know when we need to know it. And if we don't know it yet, maybe now's not the time to know it. And that's just been such a thing, as even protesting against my own belief systems. And you guys might have been doing this as well. So let's get a couple more words of guidance, and then we're going to get into Amber's question. And I think we had another donation come in from KDP. We got a full read for KDP right after Amber. And Amber, let me know if you want to go first or last or whatever. I know sometimes you like to go toward the end of the lineup, but we can do your question anytime. So we have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yes, that big change energy. We're shifting from one way of being to another. And the elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And yes, this is just going so well with what we've been talking. And then teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So soul sister if you're a female, soul brother if you're a male. Just really tuning in or connecting with the people that share a lot of your, and again, this isn't, just to have this echo chamber of everybody that believes exactly the same thing, but you share a lot of commonalities, common interests, common beliefs, quite possibly. Um, but even in the word belief, the word lie is right in the middle. Like there's lies. And it's interesting because there's beliefs and then there's just knowings. So I don't know. It's really weird. Oh, you're having a girls' weekend with high school friends. See, Linda, yeah, you're going on your trip. It's gonna be so fun. And yeah, and this long journey will leave you wiser at the end. I think that's so cool. And anything that we're all going through, it's not always gonna be like this. This caterpillar is gonna eat all its fill of leaves, and then it's going to go into the chrysalis, and then it's going to emerge as the butterfly. So we're at the beginning of this journey is basically what this is telling us. But after a long journey, either physical or mental, we will leave wiser at the end. So yay. This might have extended beyond just, kind of the weekly energy here. This to me feels like a long-term reading, something you can visit over the year probably, because we're really got that hermit energy of 2023 here. But things are shifting. We are protesting. We're standing up for what we know to be true, and we're listening and relying on that inner guidance to come through. And that'll really serve us in the end, moving out of any healing we've been doing or feeling left out or like things were completely unfair. We're moving through this energy and coming to a better day, for sure. Okay. Amber wants to go first. That sounds great. Okay, so we're going to get into Amber's reading, and then Katie P is on deck. So I'm going to update my list real quick. Okay. There we have it. Okay, so Amber has a 1-card read, and let me get my phone over here to get the question. Email. Actually, I could just do the email over on my computer. It's just easier at this point because I got my phone plugged in. It didn't charge last night for some reason. Okay, so Amber found it. So we've got, hi, Matt. I have a yes, no. I did a powerful healing session yesterday. Did it work? And any messages from my true source spirit regarding it? Yes, I love it. I'm already hearing a big yes. It's funny because we got the yes coin here. So, woo, look at this, King of Cups. So you might have felt very emotional during this, but this healing you did is balancing out your emotions. So you're not going to have these wild upswing of, just feeling this sadness, feeling this grief and all of that. So this definitely did something to balance your emotional state. So I would say absolutely this was a success. This might have even helped you clear wounds of the masculine, either your masculine side of the body or, the masculines, especially the more authority figures. And, I know in today's society, we don't, a wife doesn't necessarily deem a husband an authority over her, but in so many ways that can be the case. So if that resonates with husband energy, but definitely father energy, just authoritarian energy. And look, yes, you balance those emotions, girl. Yes. And you're feeling this sense of balance coming back to your energy field. Again, I think it's going to be a slow and steady energy. Yeah, and it's okay because this is what you're moving through. This is what you're moving toward. And especially because you just did this healing yesterday, sometimes it can take days, maybe even weeks, maybe months and years sometimes to process things. But when I do a healing on myself or anyone else, one of the best things I do that I think is probably the best part of it is to really help with the detox and the purging of the say healing. Say I do a healing on someone and I know they've got a lot and we healed a lot. I don't want them to have it all, feel it all at once. I kind of set this processing time so that the body will process and the energy field will process the healing over time, and that healing is kind of the gift that keeps on giving without putting you over the edge. And that's one place I think a lot of healers go wrong is they basically put us into this purge and detox phase that can last a long time, and then we get lost in it and we think we did something wrong because we're feeling all these, nasty physical and emotional and mental things because of it. And so that's one thing I do with my healing clients is I just set this intention that the processing, my energy will assist in processing over, the next however long. And usually I do get a time frame with that because it is a physical thing. And I'm connecting to my own inner self and the inner selves of those I'm doing the healing on to be able to get the exact information, because the inner self is directly connected to the body and knows. It knows the time frame of whatever healing we are, coming into. And yep, there's your healing right there. Yep, this absolutely worked. But again, this is a downtime. This is a processing time, a grace period. So give yourself a lot of grace. And maybe even if you haven't set that intention to process this over time and to have the symptoms of the processing be minimal, you can set that intention right now at any time. Justice has been following you, and you feel like the time and all the progress has become a snail. Yep, that's definitely what a lot of people are feeling at this time. So you're right on time. You're right on course with most of us. But yeah, I hope this resonated and let you know that you've cleared a lot of trauma with this healing you did yesterday, because the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords is a card of grief, heartbreak, and loss. So you also cleared up some stuff and energy, especially connected to the masculine. And I know you did lose your mother. I don't know if your mom had Libra placements or if you have any planets in Libra. But Libra, if you're a Virgo ascendant, would be your second house, which would be the family you grew up in. So that would, of course, include that dominant father figure. And of course, your mother's energy would be included in that second house energy as well. So this makes a lot of sense. Clearing a lot of childhood. And yes, look, back of the deck, childhood. A lot of childhood wounds were cleared up in the healing you did yesterday, Amber. I love it. Wow. That's beautiful. Oh, you cleared the Egyptian and Atlantean timelines. Wow. So I'm getting information. I know it's a one card read, but this information is coming through. You not only did a lot of healing for yourself, you did a lot of healing for other souls or spirits that were in those lifetimes with you. And even the land of that area has been cleared of a lot of negative forces and energy because of this healing you did. So know that your work has gone much beyond just your time, space, reality, and lifetimes, and helped so many others as well. Wow. Powerful, Amber. Keep it up. But again, always set the intention to process, have minimal processing. And of course, the healing might take a little longer, but at least you're not completely bottomed out in energy, because a lot of times we can fry our energy when we're healing if we don't know how to do it right, And I'm not saying I'm the only one that knows how to do it right, but, trial and error, live and learn. I've learned the hard way that my processing, especially after my big quantum healing session with Alba Weinman. It's on her YouTube channel if anyone wants to check it out. It's session 151. Just go to Alba Weinman session 151. You'll see my hair as the thumbnail. You can't miss it. But after that session, if you read one of the top comments on that video, you can read all about my processing of that. It was very intense. But again, I didn't know all about intention setting back then. So I just went into it trusting that the practitioner, Alba in this case, would have my back. And I think she did during the session for sure. That was my responsibility, but I didn't know I needed to do that. What a reading. We'll set intentions for the symptoms. Yeah, that'll help. Missing her a lot. She's been visiting in my dreams a lot lately. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. So let's get into Katie's question. And I don't know if she left that question over on PayPal or not, but I'm going to double check. There's our current list. If anyone's looking to donate, we can get you taken care of right quick here. Oh, it looks like Marlene has donated for a 1 card, so I will put her on the list as well. All right, so let me update my list here. Marlene, the 1 card read. And there we have it. You'll make another donation. Cool. Well, I am still here. Sounds good. Okay, Katie says, Jordan and I broke up. Aw, I feel like that's really it for us, but do you see him changing his mind and coming forward to me, wanting a relationship, because I want to text him first or say something? Okay, let's tune in. So we have a full read here, so we have some time to stretch out and get some real good information here. What does Katie need to know? Is Jordan going to change his mind? Let's start there. Is Jordan going to change his mind about the breakup? Ooh. If he is, it's going to take at least 9 weeks to 9 months. That's the time frame I'm getting. But he's got a lot of anxiety right now. Whether this is about the breakup or just paying bills and work and kids and life in general, I'm not sure. I guess that remains to be seen. Let's just tune into his energy, what this is referring to. Yeah, this is referring to the breakup. I think he's gone for good because the Eight of Cups is walking away. I'm going to get a clarifier on the Eight of Cups. I'd say 9 times, not 10 times out of 10, but about 9 times out of 10, this is a final. If the death comes out with Eight of Cups, you know it's final. Well, we do have Two of Cups here, so this is definitely indicating, yeah, there's an end, there's a moving on from this love, this partnership. But let's just get any other clarification, changing his mind. At the very least, he might be confused, but I don't see that he has... Hello, Sully. Yeah, I have information. There's 2 ways you can donate, either through SuperChat or PayPal. SuperChat is a little more, but you can check the description box for all the information on how to do that. But this, if he does come back, right now he's too anxious about it. He's too blind to something. So I don't see him coming forward again, either 9 weeks or 9 months. But usually 9 times out of 10, this is a done deal. But let's just get any other guidance. If Jordan is coming back now that this situation is over. We have aid, mercy, charity, and kindness. Let's see, anything else we need to know with this for Katie and Jordan? And strategy. And this is kind of the opposite of strategy right here because this person has no idea what to do. So I would say your answer right now was most likely no. As far as him reaching out anytime soon. And of course, if you're not going to be the one, because you had mentioned, I think, something about I will not reach out to him, then you probably won't be hearing from him. But this, to me, I want to clear these and just, because this kind of was quick, I want to get guidance for you for moving on. What you can do, any advice or wisdom in moving on. I just heard spending time with your kids and spending time with the communication or like the relationships that you, I won't say neglected because I don't see that you neglected relationships during your relationship with Jordan, but maybe you just didn't have enough time for certain friendships or certain relationships. But let's just see advice or wisdom for Katie. Oh my God, please. Yeah. Let's get her that guidance from her inner self, directly connected to the God source, original true source creator. Oh, wow. Look at that. This is self-love at the heart of this card. So this is about loving yourself, dating yourself, treating yourself like the queen that you are, treating yourself the way you always wanted him to treat you. Because when you can love yourself and do the healing, this is also a card of healing. I know that usually the Ace of Cups I don't think is usually associated with healing, but I'm getting a very healing vibe from this very specific one. Going maybe on some sort of solo vacation or break, if that's at all possible. I know as a mom, it's difficult to do that. But going on some sort of pamper, like spa day, doing something, treating yourself in some way. But there is this element of healing, doing that healing work. Ooh, yes. Healing through especially any mind games he played with you, clearing the mental chatter and emotional fragmentation that happened or the emotional damage that this caused. But as you do this healing, there's another, this is an earth sign. So this will be your Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn that wants to come in. Soulmate energy wants to come in. That's not Jordan. This is not Jordan's energy at all. This is someone, they probably have their moon in an earth sign. I'm really picking up Taurus moon specifically, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. It just might be that you meet this person when the moon is transiting Taurus, or you possibly get married when this moon is transiting Taurus. Yeah, this is major Taurus vibes here. We also have the sign of Cancer with the moon and the cups. Those are water signs. That'd be your Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But yeah, right now is not the time to even think about the relationship, but just I think knowing that there is another soulmate on the horizon, I think is good enough for you to know now that, okay, it's not over in my love life forever and ever and ever. It is for right now, just because there is this desperate need for you to get back to loving yourself and treating yourself and dating yourself, and also nurturing, your relationships with your children and your friends, and your family members, and just really remembering who you are and learning deeper aspects of who you are to bring them forward and embody those. Because right now, this to me feels like your current energy, like, the Tower card coming out with Eight of Swords. You feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel like, how could everything have gone so wrong? But what comes after the Tower is the Star, and that's what you're working your way toward. But again, I see about an 8-month window of time where you're just devoted to yourself and your family and your children. So yeah, treat yourself, love yourself, do the things that bring you joy. Go on little dates with your kids and your friends, and just enjoy being a person. And that's really going to put you back into alignment with your own form of self. Any other guidance or wisdom for Katie moving forward, and then we'll move on. Yeah, haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. And to me, the relationship with Jordan does feel like a karmic relationship, a soul contract that was placed in this life to create a lot of chaos, a lot of mental imbalance. Just thinking, okay, we're good 1 minute and then we're not the next. Okay, is it going to work? Okay, is it not? And that you're closing that out. And maybe even focusing on your career can really help you move through this. This is not for you to spiritually bypass all the emotions entangled with Jordan, but finding joy even through your career, whatever you do for work. And then we have, I love this so much, because these two Tower cards are direct opposites. This is everything falling apart because it was built on a faulty foundation, but this Tower is a solid foundation and success with effort. But that's the operative word here, is effort. And the King of Pentacles, he has worked from the ground up. He has taken us through the suit of the Pentacles to that Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady energy and putting in the work, but not really getting much reward. There's a lot of Saturn energy here again, which ties back to karma and, just going through the paces. But this is you over these next 8 months, Katie, really, really coming to this realization that you deserved so much better than what Jordan had to offer. And this Taurus moon energy coming in, not that this person's going to make all your troubles go away. And, that's what you're doing for yourself. And not to say everyone's troubles will always go away because they love themselves. That's not what I'm saying. But we can get through those troubling times much easier when we do love ourselves through it. And then that loving energy that you're giving to yourself and those close relationships for yourself will then bring in, or almost just attract, this Taurus energy here for you. So that's hopefully a little bit of guidance, at least to get you down the road of healing on this breakup. Big hugs. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, Katie. It's just not, it's not fun. It's not fun for anyone. Even if things have been up and down for a while, it's still, it's not fun to know that it is over. So big hugs to you, and I wish you nothing but the best as you move forward. And you're so welcome, dear. Big, 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 big hugs from me and probably the rest of the chat. I know we've been rooting for you. Yeah, so just love and care for yourself and those close relationships that you have in your life as much as possible. That'll help. And really getting passionate about a career move could really help you as well. Okay, so I am going to update my list. So I know we had Marlene V is up next with her 1 card, so she can go ahead and post her question. And then we had a couple other donations come in from Florence and maybe someone else as well. And she's got a full read and a 1 card for Florence. Plus 1 card. And double check. Yes, and then Amber has a full read as well. Amber. Right, so here's our running list as of now. And Marlene is going to go ahead and post her question. And I hope Sully found the donation information. I don't want to leave them out of the conversation here. Let's see. Just making sure Marlene didn't post her question over on PayPal. 1 second. Okay, no, so we will wait for Marlene's question. 1 card read. And then Florence is on deck, and then Amber is on deck after that. Okay, so Marlene says, hello, Amanda. I keep seeing the numbers 911. I would like to know who is sending this message and what does it mean? All right. I'm actually seeing this is a message directly from the universe, the divine, beyond the veil, so to speak, and from your inner self. because the fact that you look up at just one specific time, that's your inner self nudging you to see this message. And actually, I was seeing 911 during a pretty precarious time in my life, but I didn't get this emergency vibe from it. It was more empowering than anything, taking your power back. But let's see what this means specifically for Marlene. Yeah, close connections, really harboring beautiful energy in these close connections, specifically with the immediate family that you live with, your children, your husband, and just the home life, cleaning up the energy around the home, whether this is like physically dusting around the house or decluttering, purging, getting rid of maybe clothing. I'm seeing like stacks and stacks of clothing. Maybe this is just my own energy coming in too, because I've been getting this message for myself, but the need to declutter clothing, things that are holy, not like spiritual holy, but like have holes in them, in places they shouldn't. Because, each shirt has 4 holes, one for the head, one for the torso, and 2 for the arms. But, holy clothing, stained clothing, outgrown clothing, clothing you never wear again for every member of the house could just be this like big refresh energy coming in, because the word that keeps coming in for the 911 is refresh. So it's like a spring cleaning energy coming just a bit early this year for you. And yeah, 3 of Cups, again, really nurturing those close soulmate connections here. And specifically, maybe, I think you do have 3 daughters. To me, this is like the 3-daughter energy, doing something fun with the daughters. I don't know if there's like a spring break or a spring trip planned. I know spring is still on our horizon. It's not quite here yet for most of us, but it's almost like you guys are embodying this rebirth and spring and almost lotus energy very early. And yeah, balancing out, maybe even paying the kids a little bit of I don't know, like an allowance if you don't already do that. Maybe getting like a little chore chart and an allowance system going to teach them some things about money, quite possibly. And even balancing your own finances and investments, and doing some housekeeping, maybe with tax season coming up, or maybe some people are already kind of in the thick of it. I'm that guy that usually waits till about March before I even start thinking about taxes, because when you own your own business, it's a whole other ball of wax. But yeah, tax stuff might be on your mind, but there's a lot of positive energy here, Marlene. So this could be even more money coming in, or balancing out some negative things in the money department. So where maybe you're paying out a lot for something, to balance that out, some certain more money is coming in, maybe from certain investments or things that you're doing, maybe to save money or cut costs, or quite possibly maybe even selling items from around the home you no longer use, but they're really, they could be a moneymaker, quite possibly. Yeah, that's the kind of fun little message coming in for you. So that's so cool. I love that. All right. So I hope that resonated for your 1-card read, Marlene. It's so fun. All right. Clearing the energy, Florence. So question 1. And let's see. I think she posted her first question. Okay. So the 1111 question. Let's do that one first, since she already posted that up top here. Or higher up, I guess, in the chat. So tonight I have a Zoom meeting with my women's circle, because new women that might want to join want to meet us. I feel resistance to joining. Should I still attend the meeting? I'm getting a yes. It's funny because I looked right at this when I said that. I'm getting a yes, because this is going to energetically help you make the choice if this is for you or if this is not for you anymore. This meeting is going to be kind of the icing on the cake to tell you energetically yes or no as far as continuing. And I think the reason you're feeling that resistance is because you're mostly figuring out that you're not really in it anymore. Like your heart's just not in it the way it maybe once was, or maybe it's just some of the people that are wanting to join just aren't really in alignment with where you're going. But again, utilizing your emotional state and really feeling into your emotions, asking your emotions and even the way your body feels during the meeting. What is this trying to tell me? But let's see for Marlene, or Florence. Yeah, because I think this meeting, whether it goes good or bad or just kind of, medium, you're going to be able to sense if this is something to continue doing long term or not. And I think you're going to be moving on from it. Again, 9 times out of 10 for me, at least for my readings, maybe not everybody, but for me, almost 9 times out of 10, the 8 of Cups does indicate forward momentum and just leaving behind something that once was very emotionally fulfilling to you, especially you got 2 cups here. A lot of emotions are tied to this decision. And you might even feel bad because in the past, there was such major amazing things that happened with these women, and there were major alignments and resonance with these people. But again, we're not meant to stay in the same everything all the time. And I think your energy has shifted and their energy has shifted in such a way that you're no longer a perfect match. And that's why you're feeling this resistance. But let's get one more to kind of give any other further guidance for Florence with this meeting tonight with these women's circle. Yeah, you're going to be able to make your decision pretty quickly into this Zoom. You're going to be like, yeah, this definitely isn't for me. I would say there's maybe a 10% chance you're going to change your mind and say, yes, I love everything about this. I'd say you're more 90% like, yeah, definitely indicated pretty quickly into the Zoom that this just, it doesn't feel the way it used to. And you're ready for greener pastures, whatever that means. The grass is greener where you water it. Let's just put it that way. But I think your energy is just ready for a level up or a boost. And again, nothing against these women. I'm sure they're perfectly lovely people, but they're just not in complete alignment with where you're going, energetically speaking. So I hope that resonated for your one card and brought you some guidance. But I would say it would be worth your while, just so you're not second guessing that decision later on. Like, oh, did I make a mistake? This will give you that clear-cut information that, yeah, I'm definitely ready to, water my grass in another location, All right. So let's get to your full reading now. Take a quick drink of water for Florence. Reading. Okay. I'm glad that makes sense to you, Florence. Yeah. So it will be worth your time as far as being able to make that ultimate decision for yourself. So welcome. Totally. Okay. So your second question is, I wanted to travel to Bali in March. You did a very positive reading on this. Now I found out that a vax is mandatory, which I don't have. Could you give me some insight on where to travel instead? And yeah, I think that we kind of tuned in as far as your trip, that there might be something holding up the process. I kept seeing like paperwork. And if you think about it, you have a vax card. I think I'm not. I don't have one, and I never will. Let's just put that out there. But that's my own belief and my own personal values. I don't think that we as people that are, perfect creations of God, the original source creator, need to have all these chemicals put into us to, freely move about the world. I just don't align with that at all. And yeah, so maybe just energetically, because that's the case for Bali, it just might not be the right time. And I do see in the future, in one future timeline, there definitely is a more positive timeline where all of these weird, mandatory this, mandatory that will be lifted. So I don't see that you'll never be able to go to Bali. I just see it may be delayed because of some kind of weird, technicality of, this mandate here. But let's see. As far as your reading here, some insight on where to travel instead. It's very interesting. I'm seeing Egypt. I'm seeing like the pyramids and the Libyan desert. What I really saw initially was Libyan desert glass. And I'm actually going to go grab one of my pieces. I've got a couple. I'm just across the hall here. So hold tight. I'll be right back. Okay. So I have 3 other pieces downstairs, but the 3 I have upstairs are here. We got this little chunk, this little guy, and this little guy. So yeah, I don't know if you had ever thought of Libya and Egypt. They're bordering each other. So there we go. It's beautiful. And absolutely, my favorite crystal combination of all times is Moldavite and Libyan desert glass together. It's so powerful. It's so, to me, just like empowering. So maybe even doing some research on Libya and Egypt, but really tuning in to that energy specifically. Super interesting. But let's get some guidance as far as locations or information, advice, wisdom on a possible trip to Libya or Egypt. We'll just say kind of Northern Africa for sake of the reading here. Got a couple that want to come out real well here. So, ooh, we have the Devil, the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups, and Queen. Okay, so definitely past life. Definitely past life energy coming in hot. Because yeah, there was a lifetime that you had where you had to actually flee with almost no warning from this area. And to me, this is like on the border of Libya and Egypt. And I think that's why I almost couldn't choose between the two places. It's almost like if you go on a trip, you're just going to have to visit both places because they are so tied to this past life. And you being able to return, this is about the 10% that we pick up on this Eight of Cups that keeps coming out today, where you're returning. Of course, it's a lifetime or so later, or a couple lifetimes down the road, maybe multiple lifetimes down the road later, but you're returning to close out a cycle. And to me, this feels it's very connected to your mental process or not feeling worthy in this life, but it's tied to this past life. And once you go here, you're going to unlock so many of your past life and just authentic spiritual gifts as a result of going on this trip, that this is going to completely shift your life and change your life. So much so that you're going to be so glad there's a vaccine mandate in Bali, because energetically, this is where you're being guided to go. Wow. I did not expect this whatsoever. But let's see what cycles or things that Florence is closing out as a result of this trip. It's a very spiritual and even physically healing trip for you. When you return home from this trip, it's going to be like the trip of a lifetime. Yeah, wow, real estate. So it's going to increase your wealth, your investment, and possibly you being able to purchase a home, and specifically a home in a different country than where you're currently living, which I think you are in Germany somewhere, right? Remind me if I'm wrong. And then disturbance, wow. And yeah, this is closing out that negative energy from multiple, not just one. This is almost like you're going to be open spiritually to see way beyond the veil. Again, the High Priestess is seeing beyond the veil. That veil is going to be lifted. Maybe not indefinitely, but you're definitely getting peeks behind this veil of illusion, of Maya, of this world, to see beyond it so that you can live more in alignment with what your spirit is offering for you in this life. Because a lot of times when we are doing what our soul wants, our soul a lot of times has all these contracts and stipulations and all of this placed upon it. But it's your spirit that reaches beyond this reality, this realm, this, I don't know, construct, this matrix, if you will. And this will help you connect directly to your spirit. Yeah, accident, danger, caution, and injury. And again, this is going back to this past life where you had to flee because it was an emergency. I'm seeing a big explosion, but maybe not in the way that we see with like nuclear weapons and stuff today. This to me feels like some sort of organic explosion in this area on the Libya and Egypt kind of border. But back in the day when this actually happened, there was no border, and it wasn't called either or. It wasn't called Egypt at the time. It wasn't called Libya at the time. It was called something completely different. But this is going to, especially if you're accident prone in this life, if you just have these weird little accidents, like you're cutting vegetables and you like, so more often than what would be chance, you like cut your hand or stub your toe, little things like this. I'm not saying like major big accidents, but like little things that are more annoying than anything. You're going to be able to almost just completely avoid these small little accidents you might have in the life. Let's see. And then confinement, captivity, intolerance, and unfreedom, or not feeling very free. Again, closing this out. And especially how this trip was sparked because you weren't feeling free to be able to travel the world as you want because there's some sort of mandate or thing you have to get that goes against your values, or you can't go. But this is actually serving your higher spirit to be able to take this trip, to get this knowledge, close out these old cycles, to actually get more in alignment with your spirit and almost like bypassing a lot of soul contracts you have in this life from past lives, closing those out because you're bypassing even the like matrix construct of the soul and going directly to the spirit. Wow, that's very powerful. And I would say you're going to have a good time on this trip, but it's going to be very profound. You're going to get a lot of insight, probably both during the trip and also after when you return home. Wow. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I hope that resonated and brought you some guidance as far as where to plan a trip to. Let's just hope there's no vaccine mandates at this place. I've never even looked into taking some sort of trip to that area, so I have no idea what's going on with the energy of, Libya and Egypt. I know it's a pretty big tourist place with the pyramids and all, but yeah, I don't know specifically with the whole COVID thing. Yeah, you are so welcome, Florence. Totally. All right, I do want to get. Oh, someone went to Egypt. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it would be a great place to go. I think it would. I would love to go there sometime. All right, so Amber wants to go last, and I think Vicky, hello, Vicky. Vicky has showed up to say she is also donated. I'm gonna double check that we didn't get any other donations in the meantime. So yeah, we'll do Vicky's 1 card read and then Amber's full read. That's our current list. So if anyone else is looking to donate, it won't be too long of a wait. Donation list, and we have Vicky 1 card, and then Amber. We'll read. Oh, for questions on PayPal, well, I'm going to take a quick drink of water and we will venture over. Okay. Venturing over to PayPal. And yeah, the lighting here today is making me look half dead. I swear I'm not as pale as this lighting is making me look, although I'm not much tanner than it's making me look, but just slightly. All right, Vicky's question, heading over. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I hope you're well. I'm doing much better. Thank you so much. My boss and I went for coffee last week, and she's trying to find a way to keep me at my current apartment. Even for 2 or 3 or more months. I haven't spoken to her since last week. Can I please have, ask Spirit, will this move forward, and will I stay at my current job? See, I had a feeling you would be on campus still in that one of the last readings we did about a future job. Very interesting. Very interesting. I love it. Okay, so let's tune into the energy of Vicky meeting with her boss and just seeing if this extension is going to be possible. Yes, continuing the work you've already started and, being able to hone your skills and your craft longer term than you originally thought. So I would say this is a big yes. A big yes. And we got yes on the table. I would say yes. Let's get some further guidance. Anything else? Yeah, we have the death card. Okay. So I do think, that being said, you'll be able to extend this however long, be it, a couple weeks to months or whatever. But then after that time period has run out, then it will most likely be the end of this opportunity. But this coming out by itself to me says, yes, you're going to be able to extend it. But then after that, you're closing this job out to find something more suitable and more long-term for you. So it's almost like another temporary bump in this position, and then you'll close this cycle out to find something more permanent than what you've been dealing with. All right, anything else Vicky needs to know about this opportunity? Yeah, okay, so there's probably multiple timelines available. Maybe one timeline where this opportunity is a dead end, one opportunity where you are going to be able to extend this contract a little longer. But I would say the most likely outcome is you extending it a little bit and then closing it out and finding something else. So you won't, I would say, because that's the most likely scenario, if you can sign up on this contract for a little longer, do that. And never stop looking for that other opportunity or being open to that other opportunity coming in, because it will come in while you're still at this position. Anything else Vicky needs to know? Yeah, 5 of Wands. And again, this is like conflict, confrontation, but to me, this feels energetically like multiple, pairing it up with the 7 of Cups here, multiple different opportunities are kind of fighting for your attention. So you might have more than one job opportunity that comes up at the same time that you're kind of struggling to decide between. And it might even come up, quite possibly with this combination we have here, before you extend your contract where you're currently at. So there might even be a timeline where you have the potential to continue where you're at, but decide to not take it because you do have a more long-term and permanent contract that someone else is offering. So there are so many different timelines available. I can't get you a clear-cut answer here, Vicky, which I do apologize for, but that's a good thing. This is a good thing because you're ready. You're ready to step into something that is long-term for you. But just knowing that you have time to maybe possibly continue where you're at for a little while longer, I think is kind of a comfort zone thing for you to be able to find a more permanent position that feels good. So I think this is actually a win or a really good thing in your favor right now. And then yeah, hedgehog acceptance, embrace who you are. So this is you not having to, because that contract is ending and you got to struggle to hurry up and scrap something together. Instead, you can take a position, or a more specifically a more permanent position that feels in alignment with what you want to do, and not just settling for some random opportunity because it's the only thing available. I see you embracing who you are, and that's going to open multiple opportunities to come in to where you actually have your choice between, and multiple places would be happy to have you. Instead of you fighting to have an opportunity, multiple opportunities are fighting to have you come and take their opportunity. So this is, yes, as you say, brilliant. This is brilliant. And that's probably one of my favorite words that you guys across the pond use. Brilliant. My both my Irish and my English accent is horrible, so I'm not even gonna go there. But I love both accents so much, especially the Gaelic accent. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I could never pull it off. I look the part, sure, I look the part, but the voice is not there. Big hugs to you, Vicky. I wish you nothing but the best. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, and don't stop looking, because those opportunities will start to present themselves for you. So don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Vicky. Yes, you are so welcome, dear. Big hugs. Wishing you the very best. Jamie just watched The Collective. Wasn't it powerful? Yes, we are closing out those cycles. Yes, kings. Yes, queens. We are closing them out. We are ready to step into some new energy and not have to keep going back for the healing. Not to say that the healing journey will end. No, it won't. But certain big things that we've been trying and struggling, most of us, we're going to be able to heal those and really be able to take a leap forward on that. All right, Amber is the last donation I have. So let's get into it for Amber. And I think she has posted her question on PayPal. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink of water and then we're going to read Amber's question. Okay, she says, since last few days, I'm having dreams where I see my mom, her brother, a 10-year-oldish boy, a baby. I'm sure there are important messages for me. I would love my mom's true spark spirit, yes, true spark spirit, to please help me decode and understand the messages. Thanks a bunch. You are so welcome. Let's tune in. I'm really seeing these different age progression people, especially the ones you don't know, the baby, the 10-ish-year-old boy. This is like past life energy that's crossing into your dreamscape in this life. And again, we all have this baby version of us that exists energetically within us, and this, 10-year-old, 11, 12, 13, every age we've been, there's an energy, that didn't work. There's an energetic imprint of that age range. And of course, you're a female in this life. So the fact that at least the boy, the 10-year-old boy is coming out as a masculine energy, and the baby, I guess, kind of remains to be seen. But, especially age like 10 and under, boys and girls, I mean, they have very similar heights, very similar, skills, and just the way their bodies look. Yeah, I think it is like a past life energy for sure, Amber. But, it's after that puberty time that the masculine and feminine, like, physical body or physicality really starts to take off in different directions. So it's very interesting that that's the ages that you were dealt, and then your mom, and I think you said her brother, your mom's brother. Yeah, her brother, 10-year-old boy and a baby. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this to me feels like different cycles, different stages of life, and both masculine and feminine. Let's tune in. Let's see what this message is. Oh, look, there's your message from before about the healing you've done. And I think you might have even been inspired by your dream state, again, from your inner self and your mom's true source spark spirit, right, coming through to do this healing, to heal those past life things, to heal these current life issues and past in this life issues. And with the Ace of Wands here, this is feeling that inspiration and that spark of life. It's like his hat is a little match that's been lit, and he's lit. He's ready to light the way. He's ready to take a journey. So let's see what else these dreams have been trying to tell Amber. Yeah, putting in that effort and work, all that you've done is going to pay off in a way, in such a big way. So keep going. Of course, setting your intentions for the processing to be minimal rather than maximal in this. But again, I think last time you got the King of Wands. Now you have the Queen of Wands. So it's very interesting. In your last reading, you had that more masculine energy, healing the masculine energy. And in this side of the reading, you're getting healing the feminine energy. Okay. I hope we're back online there. Well, this is my last donation, but if I do get more donations, I'm more than happy to keep on keeping on. Get to Leka Ray. Welcome to the live stream, Get to Leka. So yeah, if you want to donate, we're still here. But let's see. It's very interesting. At the bottom of this card, we got a little child holding a fish. And I just heard that teach a man to fish and he will be fed for a day, or he will be fed for a lifetime, but give a man a fish, he'll be fed for a day. You know that saying? I think it's a Christian saying, or possibly based on what Jesus did. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he can feed himself for a lifetime. And that's giving someone the tools to take care of themselves. So it's almost like your mother's message to you is giving you the tools through this insight in your dream space to heal yourself and to do the work and to move forward, but not just from this place of trauma, but to clear all that as much as you can from day to day, to step into this place of inspiration and empowerment, to open up new timelines for yourself. There are a lot of new timelines that are coming in as a result of this healing you've done and the healing work you have been doing consistently, specifically since Mars went retrograde in October. So all that work you put in over these past few months, Amber, is really coming to a culmination point to really shift you to some higher timelines here, where you're using the skills that you've learned along the way to really amplify and help yourself in a big way. Yeah. And then the Queen of Swords is coming in, more feminine energy, but this queen takes no prisoners. She takes no crap from anyone. She is going to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, finding ways to provide for herself, but also allowing the masculine energy to do what it needs to do as well. She's not like full force feminine and no room for masculine. No. And we, interestingly enough, here as well have an old man almost like talking to or teaching this child. This child looks very excited to learn what this old man is trying to show. And this almost looks like a, 10-ish-year-old boy here. And then we got a, 9 to 10-ish-year-old girl here. So yeah, finding both sides of the masculine and feminine. Oh yeah, calling on her to help with dealing with your daughter. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Because she did have a lot of wisdom in parenting, and of course so do you. But as far as wanting to rely on that older generation in a way, it's almost like she can serve you even better with her spirit from beyond than she could as a physical person here. I know it seems so the opposite of that, but energetically speaking and spiritually speaking, she can do so much more good for both of you in helping you. It's like she's teaching you certain tools or giving you certain tools so that you can parent your own way. You might rely on certain ways she parented that were really beneficial and beautiful and good, but there were probably other ways she parented that you definitely don't want to go into. And I think that's the same for every generation. We learn from the mistakes of the past, and then we come into our own, utilizing what we know and, the ancestry and taking what works for us and leaving the rest behind. All right, let's get some additional guidance for Amber. What these dreams, I'm seeing a lot of things closing out for you. So what have these dreams specifically closed out or helped Amber or are helping Amber close out in the near future? Libation, so donation, pray, and religion. So it's like it's helping you come to terms with certain belief systems and not just blindly following certain things like, we can tend to do, especially when we first awaken. And we see all of this information about the things that are resonating deeply with us because we are raising to higher consciousness, and these things just literally almost fall into our lap. It's almost like the cattle that are in the cattle chute, I think it's called, just, being led to slaughter almost. But when we can see through these constructs, I mean, yes, at the heart of some of these like new age beliefs and spiritual beliefs, there's a lot of beautiful and true things in there. It's just all the stuff that's extra that keeps us putting our power outside of ourselves. That's where we get hung up. And this Queen of Swords is in your reading here today to say you're no longer putting all that power outside of you. You're bringing it back to center. Yeah, reservation, desire, worth, and extravagance. This is you being able to provide for yourself. And this to me, of course, isn't probably monetarily speaking right now, but as far as what your soul, your spirit specifically, not even your soul, but your spirit wants for you and is bringing forward for you to really have some emotionally beautiful and mentally beautiful and even physically beautiful times ahead, because you have struggled mentally, physically, emotionally for so long, it seems that there's a lot of good stuff coming in to clear out, almost like a match, lighting a match to bring that smoke to clear the energy. And even in that vein, let's go and get some Palo Santo here. Let's just light this to help you, utilizing this, spiritual smoke to help Amber utilize this however she needs or wants to clear this old baggage and energy, to clear it out. There we go. I'm setting my intention to help as well. Healing, healing, coming in hot. And I don't know if you, those of you that have never burned Palo Santo, it smells very sweet. I love it. It's such a beautiful and unique scent. So there we go. We've helped with that a little bit. Let's get one more. Anything else? Oh, you have to push just to help others as service to others. I do crave that emotional, mental, and physical ease. Yes. Yeah, you have stopped blindly following anything since last year, not even spiritual channels. Yes, that's amazing. You saw the Palo Santo pulling in all the low vibe. I love it. Yes, setting your intentions that that's what's going on. And then look, we have Honeybee with the Divine Feminine. And of course, you're asking specifically about the streams and connecting with your mom. You're being called on to rise. Literally, just like the smoke, you're rising above all the negative energy. But the smoke also took it and burned away everything that is kind of standing in your way, But, the honeybee, much like this worker here, there's a lot of work and effort on your part, and it's probably going to continue to be that way, because really all the best rewards in life come after we are the ones who have put in the work and the effort to get such things or to get the rewards we are aiming for. So I hope that resonated and brought you some guidance. But you're closing things out and really tuning into that feminine energy of receptivity, of healing, of just embracing the what is, and then being able to receive all that abundance and the healing and the forward momentum and the happiness. But you're also doing the work of the more masculine energy of taking action. So it's finding a nice balance between the masculine and feminine, really, is what's coming through here. All right. And Get to Lekka has donated as well. Yeah, you burned Palo Santo. Sage smells too strong. Yeah, sage can have a very, like if I know I'm going somewhere where there's going to be people, I don't really cleanse myself too much with sage because it kind of does smell like marijuana. And I'm personally someone, like, I've never even tried marijuana myself, but my friends back in my early 20s, a couple of my good friends were, pretty big potheads, as they say. So I know what it smells like. I've just never tried it. But to me, sage can kind of have a similar smell to like marijuana. So if I'm not going anywhere, I don't mind. But I don't know. I just don't want people's judgment looking at me like, oh, is that marijuana or is that sage? Not that I too much care about what other people think, really, but just to be in the community and have to see these people at my kids' school and things like that, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with people that smoke weed or do whatever, but it's not what I do. It's not my vibe at all. So yeah. Oh, frankincense. Yeah, I do a lot of frankincense essential oils, but I've never burned frankincense. Very interesting. Yeah, I use a lot of oils. I love essential oils as well. But yeah, let's get to Lekka's question. Thanks again, Amber, for your donation. I hope that helped. Yeah, I love to burn a lot of different incense. I do burn frankincense incense that I do get directly from India. I forgot the shop that I get it from, but it's oh man, I don't even have it handy to grab to see what the company is. But yeah, it says made in India on it, which is pretty cool. Question is, what's coming my way and what should I be aware of? All right, let's find out. Get to Lekka. Tuning in. Ooh, we got these couple that want to come out. Are these your cards? I think they are. Okay, let's get some additional guidance. We got some wish fulfillment coming in. Something you've wished for is coming true. A big wish coming in. This kind of aligns with the daily message over on Harmony Portal Tarot. It's a daily short, so if you want to check that out, it's in the shorts section. So when you first get to my page, it'll say, just kind of the overview. You'll have to go to the little shorts tab if you're on a PC or a laptop computer kind of thing. If you're on a device like a phone or an iPad, I think it's still a tab of some sort, short section. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, okay. So you're going to it's going to be very easy. Let me get my words straight here. It's going to be easy for you to overcome some sort of conflict or chaos or challenge that is coming up. And again, to me, this just feels like career move, career energy, things going on at work, projects completing, and maybe people, corporate environment, being able to move through it. But you are being compassionate. If someone does have a legitimate concern at work, you are hearing them out, you are listening to them, and being able to separate people just making excuses from people who legitimately are having a difficult time with something. There might even be some news coming in that feels like really good news to you with this combination of such good news that's going to bring a lot of emotional fulfillment and being able to utilize your own intuition to see what you need to see coming up. So your intuition is really going to be on point, especially to help you avoid any kind of conflicts, specifically with words, people saying, this or that, or you feeling like you have to stand up for yourself in some way. It's like almost like you can avoid getting into any kind of altercation, just feeling your way, utilizing your intuition to feel through anything coming up like that. I kind of want to get to the tea leaf oracles. These are fun. Oh, you check their daily messages often. There are shorts. I didn't find them yet. Oh, interesting. Well, if you do go to the main page of if you're on a computer specifically, if you go to my just Harmony Portal Tarot channel, like the link in the description below, if you follow that link and just kind of scroll, I have a section called shorts. I think it's like the third little section. I think the first one is like my most recent uploaded videos. And then the next section would be the shorts. So second or third. The rose on the table caught your attention. And when I found it, thought about your grandmother came in. Oh, I think if there's a message, I just thought to share. Thank you so much, Amber. I will definitely take that into consideration. That's so cute. I love it. Yeah. But let's see, forget to Leka. Anything else she needs to know? Upcoming. Ooh, we have angels, spiritual guidance, and protection from harm. Again, to me, this feels like utilizing your own inner self, your own intuition to ward off conflict, chaos, confrontation that's trying to come for you. So you might even completely be able to avoid this confrontation. But let's see anything else Gitaleka needs to know upcoming, what to prepare for, what to be aware of. Gavel, involvement with the law. Again, this doesn't feel to me like the law itself, but more just the ways of the corporate life or the ways of day-to-day life and reality, and having fair balance and protection from anything that would go against upsetting that beautiful balance that you're creating in your life. Bye, Amber. I hope you have a very beautiful week ahead. I will hopefully see you Friday. Have a good one, dear. All right. Anything else for Gitaleka? Well, we have love. And to me, this feels like such a loving energy, specifically with the Queen of Cups here, of just really having, peace and harmony. Yeah. Just having this really beautiful, almost unconditional love for your fellow humans, and knowing and realizing, especially things going on at work, if people are being short or rude or making excuses, they probably have a lot going on in their lives. And, having that empathy, having that grace for people is such a needed thing in this world. But I think you just effortlessly and naturally do this, Gitaleka, which is beautiful. It says someone is leaving your life. Again, to me, this feels very corporate. Someone might actually be moving out of the country. If you haven't heard news of this yet, someone that you work with might be leaving the country to go and work somewhere else. I just heard Dubai. I don't know if that's anywhere near where you're at. Someone might be moving to Dubai. Very interesting. I don't even know where Dubai is. I don't know if that's in India or somewhere far away. I have no idea, which is kind of sad for me to admit. I don't know what country Dubai is in, but I heard it very loud and clear in my intuition. And then we have your new home, new attitude. So yeah, you might even just be doing some spring cleaning early. And then here, funnel, period of frustration and lessons to be learned. But again, that's exactly 5 of Wands energy here. But look what's on top: love and peace and harmony. So it's almost like through utilizing your compassion and empathy, you can ward off or avoid any of this frustration and conflict, chaos, confrontation. You're going to be able to clean house, clean energy on a lot of that. And Palo Santo, we kind of start talking about that at the beginning, kind of the end of Amber's reading and the beginning of your reading. So utilizing your Palo Santo to cleanse the energy of yourself, of if you can't, of course, light up something at work, you can just set the intention when you clear your home or your own bodily energy that you can clear your workspace with that same energy, or even just taking, I got my little thing here, but taking just a full stick of Palo Santo and setting it on your desk with the intention that it's going to clear the energy, can be very, very powerful. Our intentions are super powerful. It almost feels like playing pretend or make believe, but really children do have it all figured out as far as how to connect even deeper than we a lot of times allow ourselves to connect, just as a logical, analytical human brain. But let's get one more. I feel like we need one more. Guidance, wisdom, advice for Gitaleka coming forward, moving forward. Ooh, we have Horse with free spirit. Give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. So yeah, I just heard all work and no play. So make sure you're not doing so much at work that you are not playing or having fun, even at work. Finding time to connect on a deeper level than just the work in front of you, with your coworkers, with the people you really vibe with, when you're at home, with your family, with your birdies, with your pets, just finding ways to connect to people on a more spirit level is really something that you would really benefit from. And also being creative at this point, doing fun, creative things. If you're just spending 5 minutes a day working on a puzzle, or I know that's more analytical than creative, but sometimes seeing that picture come together with a puzzle is kind of fun. Diamond painting, adult coloring books, painting a wall, creating a mural on your wall, or even a wall gallery, like you're switching out your artwork and putting up some other artwork. Your playmates are your birds and no one else. Well, hey, that's just as valid anyway. Spending time with them, loving them, grooming them, cleaning their cages can be a very loving act to do. And a lot of times when we are taking care of pets, that activates our 6th house. And 6th house is a house of healing. It's a house of kind of our day-to-day work life as well. But taking care of your pets will really start to fuel that area of life, which the 6th house is ruled by small pets. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, a lot of times livestock, like big livestock, like horses aren't livestock, but like cattle and horses, bigger pets would be more considered 4th house, as far as I see, as far as I've ever known or learned. But also there's this element of 11th house that I can see wrapped up with that as well. But I doubt you own any cattle or anything like that, right? So yeah, activating the 6th house. Being creative can also help you in your day-to-day life, because that'll activate your 6th house. So yeah. Cool. Fun. Okay, let me just double check what we have for donations. Make sure no one else has donated while I was otherwise occupied here. And it looks like Gitaleka was our very last donation. So anyone else, hello Petra. If you did want an answer to your question, I did do a free collective reading at the beginning, which the information that came through might actually help you with your question. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But if you would like to get a very specific answer on that question, you can always send a donation. And the way to do that is linked in the description below, or pinned at the top of the chat screen. Thank you, Jamie, for answering her question. I appreciate that. But let's see. But yeah, there's always something free. I always offer something free, even for those who don't want to or can't afford, or just need a little bit of guidance. Oh, that's okay, Jamie. Big hugs to you. I'm just glad you were here to hang out with us. That's half the fun, is just seeing your beautiful faces, even if it's just on your profile picture. I love to see you guys. Really brighten my day, and I love hanging out with you. As you already know, I never want to leave when it's time to go. But I do have to leave today, just because I probably should get a bit of lunch, and then I'm going to go meet my sister for some fun fun walk in the sun is now gone, which boo. I was kind of looking forward, even though it's cold, to have a little bit of sun on my face as we were walking. But maybe it'll come back out. I don't know. It looks very overcast, at least in the area where the sun is right now. So, um, yeah, we're trying to get more active. And my sister, she lives here in town, but she's a travel nurse. So she travels, I don't know, 250 to 300 miles away is where her job is, her travel job. So she'll work like 7 days on and then have a few days off where she comes back home. And she's got 3 kids from ages 14 down to 4. So, it's very difficult to have to be away from home for extended periods of time like that and then to come home. And so her and I don't get to spend a lot of time together, even though she lives here in town with me, part time anyway. But yeah, so we're making more of an effort to, increase our sisterly bond and be able to spend some time together and actually vibe together and not just have a text war here and there, as far as, or not text war, that's probably not the right word, but like a kind of like phone tag, but like text tag, because she works kind of different. She works like night shift and stuff. So it's like we're playing phone tag, but with texts. At least this way we can just say a full conversation in person. Because we went to lunch yesterday, and she's like, "Let's continue this. Let's do something fun tomorrow." Yeah, we both want to get some exercise, so let's go for a walk. All right. So yeah, looks like Gitaleka has signed off. So I'm not sure how many birds she has. I know she has at least 2, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's got more than that. Yeah, she's got some fun little birdie companions. So that would be fun. My grandma used to always have birds, and I love birds. And then my my husband, his family, my in-laws, they had a bird named Jordan, named after Michael Jordan. When I lived there the whole time, so they had that bird since my husband was in 4th grade. He died when Wrigley was right before Wrigley was born. Well, probably about a year before Wrigley was born. So he would have died around 20. So fun though. I'd pop popcorn. He'd sit there and like bob his head. He was a Quaker parakeet. A Quaker parakeet. I don't know the proper term. Quaker parrot, I think. Because they have my husband is one of 4 boys, so they were a very rambunctious household, and apparently, and then sometimes he goes, "Shut up, Ricky! Shut up, Ricky!" I kind of miss that bird. He was fun. But anyway, his name was Jordan, and then when Wrigley was born, I wanted to honor my grandpa George with a middle name, but Wrigley George Dunn just didn't ring very well, and my husband's a pretty decent fan of Michael Jordan, so we named Wrigley Jordan Dunn. So we joke that he's named after the bird, but actually for Ryan, he's named after Michael Jordan. George Jordan, close enough. Little story before we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. So you guys have fun. Have a beautiful weekend. Or no, it's not the weekend. Have a beautiful week, Jamie. Hope to see you Friday. But if anyone's interested in a relationship reading, this can be any relationship that you have, whether it is a friendship, a romantic partner, an acquaintance. I have relationship advice for anyone dealing with any kind of relationship issues over on Harmony Portal Tarot. It is linked in the description below. And then tomorrow, Thursday, I changed my schedule, so I'm all over the place. Tomorrow, Thursday, on Harmony Portal Tarot, linked in the description below, I do have a new pick a card reading. You're hearing it here first. It is This Message Was Meant to Find You, and it's a fun one. There's a lot of good information that comes out. So if it was meant to find you, it will find you tomorrow after 8 a.m. Mountain Time over on Harmony Portal Tarot. And I have a lot of other pick a cards over there. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. We're just closing out. Unless you did want to donate, I can definitely stay long enough to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to go get ready for my walk, to go on my nature walk with my sister. Well, we're not like nature walking. It's like a paved path, but still, we're getting out in nature in the middle of the winter time. But yeah, and then I'm gonna go after that. I'm trying to think of any other announcements I have. Nope, Friday should be just regular time, same place here, 11 a.m. Mountain Time here on this channel for our readings and our collective reading probably, or I might do a 1-card pull for everybody here the first 20 minutes. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet for that, but you'll be the first to know by me scheduling that out. Yeah, no worries, Dawn. It's just good to see you here. And that's why I come here is not to get your guys' money, but I just love hanging out with you. But your money does go to a good place. All the donations do go to help my mom, and I'm starting also to put some of that money toward Taki's shelter. He's a YouTube channel here, but he's a full, very full shelter over in Greece. Taki's shelter. Oh, that's all right. Um, but yeah, I've been starting to donate $50 a month over there just from I wanted to donate Harmony Portal Tarot's first $50. But I've only made now I did update it. It's $21 now. We're up from $16 last week. We're at $21 now on Harmony Portal Tarot. That's how much I've earned in ad revenue since I got monetized. So I couldn't wait though to donate the first 50. So I just donated it and that's that. And $50 a month, even if I don't make $50 a month, is gonna go over there. Because it's a beautiful shelter for both cats and dogs, and it's so dear to my heart. And you know, I do this job to help people and not to just sit and collect a paycheck. Not that there's anything wrong with that either, because we all gotta eat, we all gotta live. But you know, my heart is mostly if there was no pay for any of this, I would still do what I do. But you know, just the energy exchange of it, I think that is important as well. So you get something and I get something, and then I give my something to someone else. That's how I do it. So yeah, I love it. Well, you guys have a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you later. Thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. And I hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot live. All right, you guys, have a blessed day. Bye.